He says his life changed forever after getting COVID-19, but after a year of fighting for his life, he's just glad to be here and is recovering one day at a time.
I tested negative by the end of that 6 weeks that I was in the hospital the first time. But by then, the virus had already done its thing to my heart.
Dominique Hill is a former athlete and says he thought he was in the clear after beating COVID-19 late last year. But after his doctor took x-rays, he discovered his heart was severely damaged. He'd need a heart transplant as soon as possible.
They were saying that I had to wait to be put on the transplant list, but with all of my test results, it was showing that I wouldn't have made it much longer if I didn't have it.
Hill says because he was only 28 at the time, 6'2", and B negative blood type, finding a match wouldn't be easy. His other vital organs were also starting to shut down, so he was hospitalized in March. Hill spent 105 days at Sharp Hospital, mostly in isolation, while waiting for a donor. Miraculously, he found a donor in June, received the heart transplant, and is now recovering.
I have to cough because my lungs have to get used to opening up again. And even with that exercise, I still had a collapsed lung on my right side that happened. So I had to get incubated for that, for it to reinflate. And everything else was just painful.
He's taking 22 different medications a day that he says he'll most likely need for the rest of his life. He says his doctors are still investigating if he had an undiagnosed heart condition that was exacerbated by contracting COVID-19.
Hill says by law he's not allowed to know who his donor is for at least a year, but if the donor's family is open to meeting him, he's looking forward to doing